Oh my god, you don't. Oh my god. Like I went down here and it goes straight down. That's where my fire picture was. Something was whistling at Ruka, and she tried to like, where? Ruka, come here. And she's gone. Ruka, come here. Oh, she literally tried running off in the goddamn forest, deep down over there. Like it goes downhill. This is a closed off trail, mind you. This is a closed off trail. I went further up in the mountains. It's cold as soaking wet. I'm soaking wet. Hold on, hang on. Let me just show you. Hang on. Just you can just come on. Anyways, something was whistling at Ruka to come to her, was calling to her, and she tried to go. She literally, I swear to God, on everything on my grandma, she tried, like, I had to yell. I was like, Ruka, Ruka. I had to yell at her. She was like, and it was just like, but like loud, like deep. I swear to, on everything, I trekked the there. I'm like, what the that? Whatever it is over there. Wow. Like, I'm not making this. This is like, that was weird. I did not like that at all. See how I do that? Like, it was so deep. It did not, compared to my whistle. No, just calling for Ruka. And she was trying, look at her. She was trying to go. She literally started running towards whatever was calling her. Well, back on this abandoned trail. It's locked at the very. Oh my god! I tried to record it. I tried to it kept whistling. I tried to, but it's like it's raining, and the only reason it's recording now, I'm not going to be able to record after this. It's like, look at that. It's raining.
I am currently on a solo journey around the United States, and while in Northern California, I experienced 2 separate encounters in 2 nights in 2 entirely different areas. The first night was in Jedediah Smith State Park down South Fork Road in some old rock quarry as a dispersed site. I arrived around 4:30 p.m., set up my tent, let the dogs roam around off-leash, and started making dinner. Once I sat down to relax and eat, I heard a strange humming sound, very low and deep. So deep I could feel the sound reverberating off the walls of the quarry. A short while later, I heard howling in the distance, unsure of its origin or distance. I decided to turn in for the night and we climbed in the tent. Once in the tent, I turned on an audiobook and got the dogs settled down, and as I started to doze off, I heard something rather large moving through the brush across the river. The dogs were on edge and growling towards the sound, which is unusual for them. No matter the animal, they are inquisitive, but behaved. I decided to sleep in the car to keep things calm. As soon as the door to the car shut with us inside, a rock hit my trunk. Followed by 5 more over the next 2 minutes, one of which chipped my windshield. I boogied out of there and snoozed in the Walmart parking lot in Crescent City. Night 2 in NorCal, I made my way through the Redwoods to Eureka, stopped in the BLM office in Arcata to ask about any gems of dispersed sites. He gave me a few to check out, and I took off down Highway 299 towards Willow Creek. All 3 sites the BLM office suggested were closed due to some tree fungus they were trying to contain, so I stopped in the Forest Service office in Willow Creek to see if they knew of anything. The gal was very nice. We talked about my encounter the night before, and she said, "You will likely hear something out here, but very rarely do we hear anything about creepy encounters like yours last night." So with a new outlook on my evening, I drove out to Horse Lind Campground out of Willow Creek, and it was absolutely the most beautiful place I have been so far. I arrived to the site about 2:30 p.m., I was the only one in the campground, so I picked the best spot and played with the dogs, then got all set up. I didn't have any uneasy feelings, and the dogs were blissfully unaware of anything in the surrounding woods. It was a very pleasant afternoon. A man in a pickup with a dog arrived around 6 p.m., asked if I was solo and if the dogs were nice. I lied and said my husband was sleeping in the tent. I always bring an extra chair and men's boots to leave outside the tent, but the dogs are nice. He picked a site and started setting up, then walked around his truck and asked if this place gave me the heebie-jeebies. I said no, and he said he was leaving. He packed up and left. About 45 minutes later, the sun was setting and I got up from my chair and walked up to the river bank. As I looked up from looking at the flowers, my eyes locked with a very large bipedal creature on the opposite bank. My blood turned to ice as the creature peered into my soul. Our eyes stayed locked for 10 seconds or so, but felt like an eternity. Finally, I tried to scream, but no sound came out, and I turned to run for the dogs to get them in the car, and as I turned to run and glanced back, it was gone. I ushered the dogs into the car, ripped my tent off the stakes and stuffed it in on top of the dogs, and tore down the mountain back into Willow Creek. The weirdest part of the entire experience was that while our eyes were locked, the creature spoke to me. In my head, in the deepest voice, it said, "Should you choose to stay here tonight, you are in imminent danger." And as its voice rang in my skull, so did an image of myself running through the forest in the dark. I have aphantasia. I have never had imagery in my head. It's always black. Dreams, imagining something, it's all black. So it really freaked me out. But I do not feel like the creature was the danger it spoke of, more like it was protecting me from some other danger. I have since continued on my solo trek, and while it scared me to my core, I am grateful for the experience and will continue my love for the adventures we get to have outdoors. I will share a picture I took out there of the scenery, that I see 2 different hidden beings. Let me know if you see them too. I was entirely sober. I'm a solo lady in the woods. Safety is #1 concern, can't be messed up out there alone. From where I stood, it was about 75 feet away across the creek on the opposite bank, standing in front of the middle group of trees. It stood about 7.5 to 8 feet tall, and was massive, about 4 feet across shoulder to shoulder. Dark brown, black shaggy hair head to toe, largely muscular, very defined brow ridge, stubby ape-like nose, dark lips and strong squared jawline. Long arms that hung down to mid-thigh, thick body. The eyes, though, deep dark honey brown with intelligence behind them. Like staring into the eyes of an old man who has been through it in life. Never in my life will I forget those eyes. Though it was at a distance, when we locked eyes it was as if it was 2 feet in front of me. It was surreal. The picture was taken 2 hours before the actual encounter, just of the campground scenery. Because after going through my pictures the next day, I was looking to see if I could see anything from where I saw it standing, and in that picture myself and a few others see what could maybe be 2 different creatures. Some see trees, I see eyes and a face in one and the shoulder, backside of the other behind a tree. This isn't an argument, a story or anything like that. This is me sharing my own experience with people who also share their experiences with this group. Believe whatever you like, or don't. Have a nice day, and I hope you get outside.